My cooperators, it's Bakos again. I thought that it's about time that I do this video to clarify few things, especially as to where are we now, what is it that what we have done so far, and then where are we going? Because there's quite a lot of quick developments. Things are happening very fast, and it's good that I keep you up to date as members and shareholders of Promedical Primary Cooperative. Let me promise you that from now hence, every member will be receiving correspondence directly from the office. We'll also be sending any form of communication, whether it be a video, an email, whatever, or WhatsApp, SMS. We'll be sending all those things directly to members. We have noticed over the past weeks or months that many people miss communication when it's posted on the wall, and justifiably so, because many people these days, they belong to so many chat groups, and sometimes it's difficult to cope. And I think it's actually long overdue. We should have done that earlier on. However, there were other things at play, so I wouldn't like to regret that much. But of course, we've fixed it now. That's how it's going to work. If you remember very well, that to be a member of the cooperative, people had to contribute a certain amount. Initially, we had agreed that it's going to be 6,100, but of course, due to financial circumstances, other people could not contribute that kind of money. I know some, for instance, had more than enough. They could even contribute more. Just to give you an example, there are people that I know that contributed about 100,000, not many, probably one. I think I know another one contributed about 50,000. I know another one contributed 70, but generally, I would say 98, 90, let's say 99 whatever percent, 99 point something contributed 6,100, and then others, a smaller percentage, would contribute maybe 500. Of course, that's what they had at the time, and then you would understand that we would then allocate shares as per our constitution, and various meetings that we had. I'm sure you are quite aware that on 10% of that would actually go towards the management, meaning the administration and commissions, and the 90% would then be allocated towards shares. So to give you an example, a person who contributed 6,100 would get 5,500 shares at R1 per share allocated to that person. And so you can work that out, going up or going down. So basically, that's the position then, and that's the position now. That's how we started, and that's how it is. And then naturally, like any other a business, you would then have, especially the cooperative, because we had one of the things as a policy of the cooperative was that if members needed to borrow money, they would borrow money from the cooperative and pay it back with interest. And the interest was kept at 30%. And that would work out to about 5% every month. And members were expected to pay the money with interest over a period of 6 months. However, at times, or I would say most of the time, it didn't work like that. Some of them would actually go beyond 6 months. And because these are members of the cooperative, we're not very harsh, to say, well, they've gone beyond 6 months, these are the penalties. The idea was to get the member paying back. And to be honest with you, fortunately enough, quite a number of people who borrowed money from the cooperative paid it back with interest. And it's really encouraging. And even in the near future, of course, for now, we've closed on the loans for now because we're consolidating and also capitalizing the cooperative, and also we're restructuring. So, yeah, that's basically what happened. And then some people, they didn't actually borrow money with interest. They would actually come up with situations that dictated that they temporarily withdraw their funds and promise that they would then put them back later when their financial situation has improved. From the books, there are not many who did that. I think it was about 1 or 2. I think about 2, yes. Yeah, one somewhere there, 1 or 2. It's not many. And then, however, some did not put it back as they had promised that when the financial situation improved, they'll put it back. So then that put us in a predicament in the sense that now we initially had to allocate shares for such people. And then when you have allocated shares, now once he says he's withdrawing the capital, and then it means it's not a loan. He's withdrawing his money, and then and then to put it back when he has got the money. Then so you would then have a placeholder and say, okay, what is the placeholder? Does it still have the money in the structure? Obviously, the money is not in the structure, it's within. And then that created a problem as well. So in terms of accounting, when you allocate such monies, then it has got its own accounting implications, which are the things that we deal with. We've got in-house experts who know how to deal with such situations. But for me, it's just to give you the picture of how a lot of activities in the cooperative happened. The overall picture is beautiful. It's really encouraging. I'm smiling every day because we are in the positive trajectory. We were uptrend. Fortunately enough, in Promedical, some of us who are in the business of Promedical, well, Promedical is a business. We are lucky enough to have experienced quite a lot of harsh realities in business outside. So we know exactly when you're dealing with the shareholders' money or the members' money, how to handle it in such a way that it doesn't lose value. In fact, it grows. So that's exactly what we did. How we did that, we had to look at the various ways of doing that. In any investment world, the first thing that you always want to do is to beat inflation. And then, of course, if you have got a surplus after beating inflation, then you are a happy person. It means at least we have done great. We've done it. We have beat inflation, and not only that, we are in a position of confidently saying that very soon, once we have done all the restructuring, in fact, we don't have to finish restructuring. But what you need to finish is capitalization. We need to capitalize Promedical cooperative and determine the share value of all the shares that all of the shares that we have, and then that would assist us towards a declaration of dividends. So we did a lot of things to be in a situation where we can confidently say we will declare dividends. I was honestly hoping that before June, if you remember, there's a video that I did somewhere in February. But in business, things don't always work out as you would like to see them working out. There are a lot of moving parts, especially if you are multitasking like I do. Because whilst you are busy driving capitalization of the cooperative, there are new deals and new ventures that come in that needs my attention. Unfortunately for now, in the cooperative, there are a few people who can handle these new deals whilst at the same time, pushing, driving capitalization. It's difficult to have people who are available to do that kind of work. There are people who can do that, but I guess the question of time, you'd remember some people, their hands are really tight. People are surgeons. They wake up in the morning and go to theater. I'm lucky to be an anesthetist. I don't have a patient, so I get invited. So, and I decide if I accept an invite or not. If a surgeon needs me to help, I'll tell him if I'm available. And I'll also tell him that if I'm not available, if I'm busy, so which is a good thing. But I don't think a surgeon can do that, or a physician who has admitted patients there in the ward. You'll have to get a locum to do that, and they don't come cheap, these people. So what we have done is interesting. For instance, to grow the members' funds, we decided to, at the office, to engage in some businesses that make sense to Promedical. Besides this loan facility that we extend to members, which is well managed, to be honest with you, the book is clean. Besides that, we decided to purchase 3 ambulances, bought them cash, and they're registered. 3 ambulances. Currently, only 1 ambulance is running almost regularly because we do a lot of road accident fund, moving we're doing what we call inter-hospital transfers. We don't respond to the scene of accident. It's very costly. It needs a serious capital layout, to run such operations. But inter-hospital is better. You only need a crew, 2 members of 2 crew members, and then you have an ambulance, and then you can go and move a patient. And then, unfortunately for now, our client is road accident fund. There are certain processes that you need to go through to start moving medical aid patients around. There was a new regulation from Department of Health that came out just when we were just about to get started with the ambulances, and then this regulation came out. But that's not a train smash. We have those assets. Even the ambulances on their own, alone, that's a very a safe place to actually put the members' funds on, to stay far from inflation, and also making sure that these are assets that can actually bring in some more money. The ambulance is doing well. There are 2 more that are available. I would confess that they are underutilized because we've got 3, but only 1 running. We are just sorting out this Department of Health process, and I think once that is sorted out, and then we'll see huge turnovers on a huge turnover on those assets. So I'm positive. Of course, again, running around the Department of Labor, Department of Health, doing all these registrations and so forth. They need a man, someone who's going to do that every day. I've done it on the first ambulance, and I need to continue doing it on the 2 ambulances. But if there's anyone who's available and willing to run around and do those things, please give me a call, and then I'll tell you exactly what to do to assist us. I've learned over the past weeks or months that there are people who are willing to actually start doing the runaround. There's a lot of runaround now that is cut out for every member of the cooperative. So please, anytime when you are ready, give me a shout. Let's do it. I will also train you. I'll show you how things work and so forth. So don't be scared that maybe you don't know what to do and how to do it. I'll teach you. And then we also got a reseller contract with Vox, which is exciting. Vox is a company that deals with the internet connection, installation of routers, splicing of fiber, pulling it from the street to the house or to a building. It's corporate. So we are resellers at a very, very good a commission of about 20%, which is beautiful. And we already have clients already. That deal took me almost about what? Took me about a year, to negotiate. Up and down with the senior management of Vox. Finally, it was approved. We did ICASA registration and all those things. It's complex. But anyway, that's not for this video. We'll talk about it one day. But the good thing is that we are resellers of Vox. So if you need, if anybody needs an internet connection, we're there. We put your routers, we put your extenders. We supply anything that has got to do with internet connection. We have, in fact, our 3 clients. One of them is residential client and 2 hospitals. But I'm not going to talk about that. I'm just mentioning it. And then we also developed a primary practice management software, Promedical practice management software, complete, stable, and it's in the market. So all those things, those are businesses that I'm not going to mention the others. There's a list that you are going to get. I've done a very interesting video on Promedical fundraising for the hospital projects. That video will be sent to you guys. It comes with a lot of documents. I think about 8 documents that you need to look at. Some of the documents are not relevant to those who have already filled in application forms. But please, there's another document called a member update. We need that document filled, send it back, and then with your emails, postal box, next of kin. There's a lot of information that we need there. So yeah, we developed the practice management software. Is complete. It's in the market. I'm actually using it. So you will see on the video the other things that we have done, such as the academy and so forth. So basically, the 2 things that now we're left with is we're left with restructuring and capitalization. Let me talk about restructuring. Restructuring, basically, I did a video. If you missed it, please go to Promedical, either the website, go to our videos, or you go to YouTube, you'll find that video if you go to Promedical. It deals with Promedical Primary Cooperative Restructuring, meaning that it deals with the holding company and the subsidiaries, the formation of the holding company and the subsidiaries. We decided to do that so that at least we can have more accountability, more transparency, and also to have a corporate image, so that when we deal with the other corporate organizations, they can understand us. It was difficult for the corporate to understand a cooperative, because a cooperative is corporate governance is basically sitting on the treasurer, your secretary, and then also a chairman and the board, which is problematic for the corporate. They are used to the CEO, COO, MD, directors, and so forth, and they are used to a structure where there's a holding company and the subsidiaries. So we had to take that shape so that we can make sense to the corporate world that we deal with day by day. And then on the restructure, or still on the restructuring, you'll notice that a lot of these things that I've mentioned, they actually are talking about things like financial services, for instance, talking about the loans, we're talking about practice management software. By the way, practice management software, for those who don't know, is a software that is used by doctors when they send claims to medical aids, and they reconcile, and then they check how much money has been paid, and then they can follow up whatever this outstanding that the patients or the medical aid didn't settle, the patients must settle. So these companies, these subsidiaries, are actually the subsidiaries that are housing all these different things that I've mentioned. For instance, your Vox practice management software, those are housed under the IT. It's a separate company, a separate registered company, and it's a subsidiary. And then things like financial services, for instance, are housed under financial services consulting, which is a subsidiary owned by Promedical. So all these things are owned by Promedical. If you look at emergency medical services, it's a subsidiary. It's owned by Promedical Primary Cooperative. So this is how things had to be done to make sure that there's accountability, there's transparency, and if you have put in your money, you can actually have a good sleep. Now, capitalization and restructuring, they will continue running concurrently. I'll tell you why. We should not wait, and we're not going to wait for capitalization to be completed and declaration of dividends before we can continue with restructuring and also the funding, because we have got to fund our 2 hospital projects. We're not going to wait for capitalization to be completed. The 2 processes will run concurrently. You should not be surprised when you start receiving videos, because right now we're calling for more money now. Members need to put more money to fund the 2 hospital projects that we have. So I just didn't want you to start listening to videos that are calling for more money when actually you don't even understand what's happening with the first little bit that you have put in. Once you complete the capitalization, which I really hope, and I'm working hard towards that it should not take us any longer now. I mean, really, if it takes longer, it should be at least a month. The problem is that there are these 2 hospitals that I'm pushing to open, which is Karibo, it's now called Promedical Karibo, and the LPH. LPH is already opening mid-month. It's opening. It's finished. It's complete. It was signed off by Department of Health. We are commencing there, and we have been given 20% shares at LPH. So we need to fund them, and then we also need to start operations at Promedical Karibo. I'm targeting next month. So that's the only thing that can delay this process of capitalization. I don't have to be there because I'm not an accountant and I'm not a CFA. There are guys who know this, but the thing is, I'm the one who can answer certain questions when they ask. If, for instance, they are allocating transactions, I'm the one who understands those transactions and say, okay, this transaction, it is for this, and that one is for this, and that one is for this. Although just using the accounting language, they would understand transactions, but it's always good as well to have someone who has been behind all these transactions, which is nobody else but myself. So that is why I have to be there. And once we have completed capitalization, the next thing will be, of course, we'll have determined the value of a share of every member or shareholder. And then once we have determined the value of a share, then we would know now when we declare dividends, how much is your one share worth. And then therefore, if we declare dividends, and then it will be proportional to the number of shares that you have, and also the strength of your share. And still there on this issue of accounting and all those things, guys, it is probably the end of a situation where I'm the one who have got to go and explain transactions and so forth. We are going to we're going to decentralize. I'll probably do nothing except marketing. There will be in all the subsidiaries, there will be people who are managing these organizations or these subsidiaries. I don't have to do that. I did all what I did, not because I'm the only one, or maybe I think I'm smart one. I did it because I understood what needed to be done. And I had to put down my time, 2/3 of my time that I've cut from my practice. I basically cut myself by 2/3 from anesthetics. I cut myself by 2/3 from my GP practice, from my family and from everything. So there's quite a lot of sacrifice that I had to put that time to make sure that Promedical Primary Cooperative is a success story. Now that I've done that, and then now we're going to start deploying people to, of course, with the right skills, right knowledge, and behavioral attributes to the right and relevant positions where they can be able to do their work. And they will be working for these structures that we have set up. And then I'll have nothing to do with, consolidation or capitalization of this or that. My job would be nothing else but just to focus on what I love best and what I do best, which is marketing and deal making. Boom, that's it. That's what I'll be doing and earning my commission. But I had to do these things because I believed in the cooperative. I believe in the cooperative. I believe in what we're doing, and I believe that it is the right thing to do. That's how to do it. We should have done it long ago. Our predecessors should have done it long time ago, but they didn't. So if someone didn't do it, then we have to do it. So the two main projects, guys, that need funding. We've got two main projects that need funding. These are two hospitals. It's a Garibo Hospital in Pinoni, and then there's LPH, what is called the Seho Private Hospital in Sun City. I've done videos on these ones. They are detailed presentation. There's a PowerPoint presentation. I've done a video. You'll receive the videos. I'm not going to repeat myself. But what I want to tell you is that we are now raising funds, and we should put down money to fund these projects. If you do not put down money, buy more shares in Promedical, because remember now, when you buy shares, more shares in Promedical, your share certificate will have to be amended, and then it will give you a new share certificate, and then we'll also print another one, put it in your file in the cooperative. And then just like we were doing, you'll have to fill up, but not the application forms because you're already a member. But we have put in other documents now called they are legal documents. The other one is escrow, and the other one is sale of shares agreement. And then people are now expected to fill in those documents and send to us. And there's also a procedure how to invest. All those things, guys, will be sent to you. The only thing that I request from you, please send me your email address. Make sure that it is correct. To make sure that it is correct, you can WhatsApp it to me, right? Or you can SMS it, or you can send an email. To call me, it's a little bit difficult. I may miss your call because most of the time I'm in meetings. I'm doing presentations. This is the busiest time for me. But emails are reliable. Send emails, send WhatsApp, send SMS. Do not complain and say you don't find this, you don't find so and so. These ways of communication, they are available, guys. Let's use them. Internet. I mean, you use email. You send an email. You send a WhatsApp. Then you can post to the wall as well. You understand? Or an SMS. There's no excuse to say you didn't find me. And then the office, you can speak to Nicholas at the 845-7897. It's a Jobe code 011-845-7897. You can speak to Nicholas or you can speak to Nogwasi. Those people are always available. Nicholas is a paramedic. Sometimes he's out, maybe going to fetch a patient, but there shouldn't be really an excuse that you couldn't find me. And then the other thing, we're going to open a Telegram group, a Telegram group. The reason Telegram is unlimited. You can take as many people as possible. Our intention is not to take too many people because we're capping, I nearly forgot this. We're capping at 200 investors for now. And then we'll decide later if we want to take more than 200 investors. For now, we're stopping at 200. But the Telegram group, that's where we'll be doing very interesting things there. Our financial literacy will be doing the markets, oh boy, it's just unlimited. We'll be talking about conventional and non-conventional investments. Because at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is to make sure that people that are associated with Promedical or they are members of Promedical, shareholders of Promedical, they actually understand the concept of money very well, and they can actually run businesses very well and successfully. So okay, I will send the videos. I just wanted to give you this talk so that you sort of orientate yourself as to where we are. You don't get confused as a member to say, now we are seeing now there are documents that are coming up, videos talking about more money, but what about the money that we have already put in? No. Sit back and relax. Everything is in order, and then you will get your financial returns on your investment that you have made. Okay, with that being said, I think I can pause right here, and please don't hesitate to WhatsApp me. My number is 081-321-1534. And then you can also email me at Dr. GML Mkhulise, MKULISE @gmail.com. And then the other one is too long, the Promedical one, but it's okay. Okay, let me stop this video, and I hope to engage with you very, very soon. Thank you.